All right, everybody, what is up? Divine Hood here. So, yesterday in my video, I talked about the key levels of liquidity to be watching, and also that this was a low volume holiday week and that we could often form a range and see some ranging price action. Well, we got our move up the day before yesterday. We pumped up. We made a bearish backtest of the big descending channel, the key descending channel that I showed you guys that I created based off experience of channels and just based off the key highs that we created. Well, we rejected once, rejected twice, rejected 3 times. Yesterday, we came up for our 4th rejection, but I also said yesterday in my video yesterday that I would like to see us range in this little area here for a little bit longer to allow the swing failure pattern of the high that we created on the first back test, that SFP to be in better alignment with the channel back test. That way we could see a proper swing failure pattern, because if we did it here, you can see the swing failure patterns kind of far away from the channel back test. That would be a pretty big wick. So I wanted us to start to range for a day or two, and I said that's very probable to happen on Christmas. Sure enough, we ranged for about a day. Yesterday, we came up for the swing failure pattern of this key high, the first bearish back test of the channel. We got the swing failure pattern. We confirmed the swing failure pattern. Now, earlier in the day, during Jason's live stream, actually, we had the swing failure pattern on Bybit, but we did not have it on, well, let me get rid of some of this stuff here. We had the swing failure pattern on Bybit, but we did not have it on Coinbase. So you can see right here, if I zoom in on the 1 hour chart, you can see this key swing failure pattern, this white line right here, this white high. You can see we did barely swing fail pattern it right here on this candle. This is while Jason was live, but I didn't like this swing failure pattern and I didn't take this short because I had my alert set on Coinbase's, not on this, on Bybit's. But also when you see an SFP like this, that's so shallow that it's almost a double top, not really a clear stop out of all the longs that are above it, or all the shorts, excuse me, that are above it, then that's to me, that's not considered a valid SFP. I mean, it is. We did wick above and we did close the candle below, but you didn't wick enough above to stop out traders, because most traders, when they go short from that level, they'll or a level close by, they'll short it and then they give their stop some breathing room. So they'll put their stop maybe like here, and then they'll plan to bring it down to a local golden pocket or something like that. So if you just barely wick above it like this, you're probably not going to stop out all the traders that shorted this last area up here. You know, say some traders shorted up here, they would put their stops a little bit above this high here. So they give themselves some breathing room just in case something like this happens. Well, sure enough, we chopped for another hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and then on the 4th hour, we came back up. We actually came back up to hit the, this is a different channel. This is I'll show you guys this later. On this chart here, so we came back up for the bearish backtest of the big daily descending channel. You can see the hourly wicked into it and got the SFP, but we closed the hourly below the channel, and then we saw our reversal and our dump. So this is exactly what I was watching for. I wanted to see the swing failure pattern. I actually did short this as well. I shorted 99,600 and I did take profit 1 on this short already. I'll show you guys where I took profit on the short. So if we do a fib pull of the last local low to the high that we created, you can see, and we drag it over here, you can see we're bouncing from the golden pocket, or it's a small bounce. But another reason why I took this short, or I took profit here on the short, is if you do a fixed range volume profile pull. Remember, when we do a fixed range volume profile, we're trying to measure relevant price action. We're trying to get an idea of what the price is going to do for relevant price action. So what has been relevant for us the past few days is this range. Since we first lost the channel, the bigger ascending channel on the daily, we've kind of been forming a range right below the channel to see if we're either going to backtest it and reject or reclaim it and continue the trend. So look at this. Look how nice this is, you guys. We have the past 3 days of price action here. Let's see, since the December 19th. So actually longer than that, 6, 7 days of price action here. And then we have our golden pocket pull from the last low that we made, that 92.3 low-ish, all the way up to the swing failure pattern we made yesterday. The golden pocket is in perfect confluence with the value area low of this range. That is why I TP1 at, I did 95K pretty much exactly. I TP1, and I only TP1 20% of it because I do think this could come lower. Another reason why I took this swing failure pattern short yesterday is because we were seeing confirmation on the charts as far as bearish divergences go at the time. Now, let's look here. We were making, at the time, we were making higher highs on the price action from here to here and lower highs on the indicators. And I said, okay, well, I'm seeing bearish divergences. If we do come up one more time, we might SFP. So what I did is I waited. I got the alert on my phone. I was actually with family and everything. And I came to the computer, I sat and I watched. And as soon as we looked like we were about to close the candle below that, and I was looking on the 5-minute chart, then I hit market short. And that's what I did. And then I put my stop above this high. After I market shorted in, I put my stop above this high right here. So it was only, a very small stop loss, because if we continue moving upwards and reclaim the channel, then your trade setup is wrong. You need to get out. You need to get out with minimal loss. So, all right, that was what happened with Bitcoin. So far you can see we're starting to bounce from this local value area low of this range and the golden pocket, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do something like come up, retest the VWAP or the POC, and then continue to come down. I really think those triple lows at 92K now are just begging to be taken. You often don't see the market makers leave such liquidity resting down below unless someone is fiercely defending it. And also you can see that this higher channel, let me hide this bigger fib channel here. I'm going to hide this fib channel. Also, you guys, if you talk to Jason, let him know that fib channel is changing every day. I don't know if he saw the video yesterday, but let him know that fib channel is no longer at 113K. It's kind of raising a little bit every day as time moves on. I just want him to be aware of that so that he's prepared for that. Okay, so we got the swing failure pattern. I'm going to delete this now that you guys see that we got the confirmed swing failure pattern and we're starting to drop. And I'm going to delete this real quick and delete this real quick. So you can see, you guys, we had this bigger ascending channel. We come back up for a back test reject, but we did not take the lows of the flash crash, which is these lows here. We front ran it here and we front ran it just by a second here. Now, anytime you see if we do a fib pull from this low to this high here, and you go to the 886 and we break the 886, if you break the 886, most likely you're going to come for these lows eventually. So we did break the 886. That's why I'm expecting us to come for those lows eventually. Also, there's just so much liquidity down there that we need to take. We have triple bottoms almost, or semi-triple bottoms. We did come up for a bearish backtest on the daily, on a higher time frame. You can see this first backtest was pretty much immediate. Now we've got some time where we lost it. We're coming back up for a higher time frame backtest. You can see we tried 4 times yesterday and the day before on lower time frames. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 4 tries to get back within this channel. And remember, I pulled this channel. You can pull this channel a few different ways, but I pulled it to this low just based off experience. Jason's got it at this low here, which is a great low to be looking at. I see a little bit of wicks past it. Actually, look how nice that low is. So I do actually really like that low as well, because you can see how well it's rejected to the dollar from the back test there. And so either pull is valid. I'm going to go with the one that I had on there, but both of them are valid. Both of them are great. The important thing is oftentimes when you break an ascending channel like this, you'll come and sweep the volume at the bottom or at least on the second higher low pivot. Higher low pivot there. So at 90.6. So I'm looking for us to still possibly come down to 90.6, but really right now we play level to level. So I'm looking for 92K to be taken. That's only if we lose this value area low and the golden pocket that we're at now. Because if we do that range pull there, let me zoom in onto the 1 hour chart. We still technically are seeing the bounce and we still are holding. So if we do the golden pocket retrace from the low to the high of the last move here, and we go to the golden pocket, here you can see we are bouncing. Now, I would have liked to come a little bit lower here to actually touch the value area low and the 0.65, but we still might do that after rejecting from the VWAP or after coming a little bit higher, rejecting for POC, and then coming down. So, all right, now I'm going to zoom out here, and we're going to check out some other things. We're going to pull this range now. We're going to look at the bigger price action from the parabolic move up onwards. You can see we front ran the value area low of this range, and I do believe that's close to the 786 as well. So let's do this pull again from here to here, and let's look at the 786. Okay, it's a little bit lower, so. And then let's do one more range pull from the beginning of the channel, all the price action with it, all the volume within the channel's price action. So something like that. All right, yeah. So you guys look at 92K. It's just begging to be taken. We have the value area low right down there, right below this channel, right below the liquidity of these three triple lows and the value area low there of that range. One thing we could also look at is we can pull a fib from the start of the liquidity of the channel here to the top of the channel. Let me zoom out here. And then let's go to golden pocket. So golden pocket's a little bit below, but let's do this. Fibs based off log scale. Okay, so check that out. When I change it to a log fib, now we already did hit into it. You can see from the low to the high, we did that was our first bounce. That's why we made a double bottom. Partially part of the reason why is because we hit into the fib golden pocket or log fib golden pocket, had a bounce, hit into the log fib golden pocket again, had a bounce. So this time we might break it just by a little bit and continue down to take the liquidity into the value area low. All right, so that's it for Bitcoin. We're just going to continue probably. I mean, it is still a low volume holiday weekend, guys, so we can expect this range to maybe continue, to just continue. Maybe we'd see a lower high bounce here. We just continue the range, and then maybe on Monday we take these lows here, or we could take it before. One thing I do want to point out, you guys, is we are seeing, look at this money flow on the 4 hour coming out pretty aggressive. We did top out on the momentum wave. Money flow's coming out pretty aggressive. Let's go on to the daily chart and let's see how the daily looks. Okay, so we did get the green dot that confirmed yesterday, but maybe that wasn't yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. If we don't hold this golden pocket value area low of the local range we're at now, I do expect more downside. So, but it is very possible that we continue to range as well. This is low volume holiday week because on the 1 hour, money flow is starting to curve and momentum wave has been bottomed out and it's starting to rise again. So we'll just have to check out as watch on days like this, on low volume days like this, where we're ranging and stuff. VWAP, which is the volume weighted average price, is often a good place to watch for a rejection and continuation of the trend. So all day long, the trend has been down. So if we do come up to VWAP, you want to watch for a rejection from VWAP and then a continuation of the trend down. And then we can also watch the POC of this little range here. If we pull this range here, you can watch for the POC, which is a little bit higher. You can also do a fib retrace from the highs that we created to the lows that we just created this morning. And let's look at the 0.5. Yeah, so it's pretty close to the POC. Yeah, okay. So I'd be just watching those local levels. Looks like we are getting a decent bounce right now, a decent strong bounce here. Let's zoom in onto the 12-minute or 15 minutes. Yeah. Okay, well, I would just be watching for a lower high in the making. Let's watch that over the next few minutes here, few hours. All right, next up, I'm going to cover two altcoins that were requested in the comments here. I'm going to cover Cardano, and then I'm going to cover CRV, but let's do Cardano first. Okay, oops. Cardano, USDT, okay. Wait. All right, I'm going to zoom out onto the weekly chart. Ooh, let me get rid of some. I don't think I've checked Cardano in a long time. I'm just going to get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. All right, so first off on the weekly chart, let's mark out those relevant weekly levels. I do see one right away. We have the weekly up here. Weekly level. All right, and then I don't know if I'm going to mark out this weekly way down here just because it's so far away, but I am going to pull a pitchfork. I see a nice pitchfork in the making. So let's go from the bottom of the bear market lows up to the first major high. I don't like pulling it from this high because this high is a higher high. So you'd want to pull it from the higher high, and then we'll go to the lows. And let's change that from an inside pitchfork. Let's go to a modified skiff. Let's see how that looks. All right, so we broke it to the upside, and then we're testing the band as support now. We're holding the band so far, and then we try to break it, but let's try this now. Let's go bring this to an original pitchfork. All right, yeah, this looks decent. You can see we rejected from the band here, rejected from the lower band here, came to the bottom of the pitchfork, held the bottom of the pitchfork on 3 weekly candles, and then exploded to the upper band, almost to the top of the pitchfork, actually. So let's zoom in from here. Also, let me check one more thing while we're here. Let's do a channel from the all-time high to this lower high. Oh, that's looking pretty good, actually. All right, I'm going to take that off for now. Let's do the fib pull on the weekly from the all-time high down to the low. Oh, come on. And then we will go to golden pocket and we will pull it over. Fibs based off log scale. All right, so we're rejecting from the log golden pocket. All right, that's very nice, you guys. A very nice rejection. I mean, with this explosive move to the upside, you expect the log golden pocket. We also had a liquidity grab here on the weekly. You can see these key highs that were the last highs before we got a really aggressive dump to the downside. So there was key liquidity resting here. You can see we had the swing failure pattern of that key liquidity into the log golden pocket, and now we're correcting to the downside. Now, this could be a healthy correction, making a higher low before continuing for these all-time highs. So Cardano looks actually, let's see, the weekly, we did top out on the momentum waves, and we are seeing, let's see, we're not seeing bearish divs though, like we are on Bitcoin. You know, higher high here, also higher high here. So that's at least good. We're not seeing weekly bear divs like we are on Bitcoin. Money flow is starting to come out on the weekly, and we are seeing the momentum wave starting to curve down. So we might see a bit of a fall. If this pitchfork midline doesn't hold, we could see probably a fall down to this lower band. Let's see now. Let me get this fib golden pocket off the channel. Yeah, Fibonacci log golden pocket off the channel or off the chart. And we're going to zoom in here onto the daily chart. Let's see. So momentum wave starting to bottom out. You see how we were seeing triple drives of bearish divergence on the daily, higher highs on the price action through all of here, lower highs on the momentum waves. Now money flow was increasing during that, but eventually if you see multiple drives of high time frame divs, eventually they are going to start to play out. So that's just a warning. That's why I was warning on Bitcoin the last couple weeks before we started that correction, and everyone was some people were getting on me, but it's just probabilities. You know, these high time frame divs play out. All right, so right away here, I do see sort of like a channel, a flag channel that we're trading in here. So if I go from the high to the next lower high, I bring it to this low. Let me change this to pink so that it is better to see. You can see that we're kind of trading on the daily chart within this descending channel. You can almost call this a bull flag. You know, here's your flag here. Here's your channel. Or there's the flag. There's the pole. Excuse me. So, but Let's look at volume. Yeah, volume is going down continually since we started forming the flag, so that looks good. Volume was increasing during the flag. Okay. I mean, that I would say that's a valid possibility. Possibility. Okay. Now, I'm going to hide this for now. I'm going to leave it on the chart, but we're going to hide it. And we're going to zoom in onto the daily. So I do see a daily support here that I'd probably want to mark out. That's a daily. All right, we took this daily here. We took the liquidity at the bottom of this area here. You can see how our prior lows, we've wicked past them here, but we're still holding them on the daily as support. You see many wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wicks. Today, we might finally lose this low. So if we do lose this low, what you could do, if you're interested in finding some targets here, we could do a fib pull. I would say you could do it from the last big daily low to the high. All right, check this out, you guys. This is kind of nice. We do have depending on how quickly we flush down, we have the channel, pitchfork midline, the Fibonacci golden pocket, and the daily, all within this box of support here. Now, to me, this box of support is too big to be watching. I would probably take each trade separately, or at least if we went to the 0.65 golden pocket, I might wait until we hit the daily. If we start to bounce at the 6.5, then I probably would get in if we had confirmation, of course. Now, we also do have let me get rid of this box. We have a liquidity grab of this kind of lows flash here. So you see, if it takes us a few more days here to get into this, you could see us finally break this support, maybe come back on the daily time frame to test it, flip it to resistance, and then come back down here, do the liquidity grab into that pitchfork midline, and then continue higher, back up to the lower band to test the lower band to see if we're going to continue down or if we're going to chop within it, break it to the upside, and continue up. So that is something that I would be watching for on Cardano. Let's see here. You could also do a fib pull from the last daily red low there. And actually, we do have that order block there too. That's kind of nice. Okay, so you see right now from the last daily red candle to the highs, that's why we're kind of holding this level as well. Not only are there prior lows of this kind of range that is starting to form, but they're also the golden pocket of the last daily low to high, even though that's not really a good low to pull from. But it's valid. Let's see here. Let's go to the 786. All right, and let's do one more thing. Let's pull this here to the 786. All right, so guys, look at this. If we do that first fib pull I showed you from this daily low to this high, 786 is in pretty close confluence with that daily as well. So I do think this area is a level of support around 70 cents to be watching for a push down. Let's do a much bigger range pull from the last daily low, and then let's do the golden pocket here, and let's change this to based off log scale. Okay, look at this, you guys. All right, so if we do continue bearishly on this trend, and this is not a bull flag, because if it's a bull flag, it will not come down to here. But this could be a sort of, I don't know if that, I would call that, let's see. This could be the start of a bigger impulse, but I don't know if I would go all the way to the golden pocket then. But let's look at this. Okay, so if we're continuing to chop in this flag and then we hold the pitchfork midline, take the liquidity and continue up, or we could come a little bit lower to the daily in that other 786 and continue up. That is a possibility. Now, if we lose that and we continue grinding to the downside, maybe we lose that descending channel to the downside. You can see the last major swing low on the daily to the swing high. You can see the golden pocket based off the log scale is in perfect alignment with the lower band of that pitchfork. So that 55 cents to 52 cents here is looking really nice, especially 55 cents. Like if it takes us a while, say we come down here, we do a small SFP, but then we lose it, and then we come here, back test it, come to here, boom. That could be a big level that I'd be looking to buy Cardano, spot buy, even possibly buy Cardano on. We also do have some prior lows that are right here, but that's a little bit below that. That's a level you could be watching. Maybe it's a quick wick into that. Let's see here. All right, so that's something I'd be looking for on Cardano on higher time frame analysis. Let's zoom in onto the hourly chart. Now I'm pretty sure this is what you guys are interested in anyways, is lower time frame analysis. So, okay, I do see after we reclaimed this pitchfork midline, you can see we broke above it. We flipped it to support. We back tested it support twice, and then we pumped up to the upper band here. You could do a fixed range volume pull of like kind of this sideways price action here. You can see obviously we're holding the value area low, which is also that golden pocket I showed you and the prior lows of this range. We do have the POC at the back test of the upper band. So if we do hold this, this is a level to be watching for a short. I bet you it's probably going to be the golden pocket as well. Let's look here. So let's take the fib retrace from the high. Let me get onto a higher time frame to make this easier. Okay, so we'll go from the high to the low. Yep. Okay, check that out, guys. It is the golden pocket. So $1.07 is an area I'd be looking for a short on this if we are going to continue the trend down. Now, in that case, we would probably be breaking that channel. Let's look at that channel real quick. Yeah, we would be breaking that channel to the upside, but it could be a breakout, a fake out, and then continue down. So just locally, I do like the POC into the golden pocket, into the upper band. And then the other level I'd be watching for sure is look at the value area high of this range is also the weekly. And I bet you it's the 786 as well. Yep. Okay, gosh, guys, we have really good confluence here for shorts. So first short, maybe a 107 for a local short to continue the trend to the downside. Second short around 119 to 120, which is the value area high, the 786, the weekly. And then possible longs are the swing failure pattern of this low into the 76 cent range. And then we also have the bigger golden pocket or 786 and daily at like 70 to 69 cents. And then spot buy down here around 55 cents. Here you could be looking for spot buys. It's probably also a POC of this smaller range here. If you do a fib pull here, or not a fib pull, fixed range pull. Let's do that there. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty close there. So yeah, I would be looking at those levels here. If you really wanted to get degen with it, you could even zoom in here on Cardano and just trade like this range that's been forming for the past day or two. Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Here, you could pull like after this dump here, or I would even pull it. You could pull it from after this parabolic price action. Remember how I talked about that? So this range does look nice, though. This is a nice valid range to be trading. We're holding the value area low, but this kind of looks bear flaggy to me. See, we had our big flush, quick flush down, consolidating sideways and up a little bit, and then we could see another flush down. And then, of course, you could do a golden pocket pull from this low here to the high. You would look for the golden pocket. Okay, we're looks like we're hitting into the gold. No, we haven't yet. Okay, so you could come a little bit lower to hit the golden pocket and then reclaim the value area low. I bet you there's some imbalances in this candle here. So I don't know. I would want lower. I probably wouldn't do that local golden pocket trade, but let's see here. So let's go to the 2 hour chart. Momentum's bottomed out and we are seeing a green dot. It's very probable that we just continue to range because you could pull the range even like to this area here after, or even look at, so kind of like Bitcoin, we had that last parabolic move up, and then since then we've kind of been going sideways. So you could do the intermediate range pull like up to this high here, where after the last parabolic push up, the sideways moves, you can see, and sure enough, we do have the same value areas pretty much as that other one. but the value area low is rejecting us. See, we lost it. We came back up for the bearish backtest, and now we're consolidating below the value area low. I would think that we're going to come down eventually to take these lows into the pitchfork midline at around 76 cents. That's the very least level I'd be looking for long. And I'd want to see the confirmed SFP. I'd probably want to see bull divs on the lower time frames, 12-minute chart here, 15-minute chart. So it does look like we do have some possible bullish divs setting up, actually. Look at the 15-minute chart. So higher lows on the momentum waves, money flow is starting to increase. If we do make one more flush down, say we come do something like this, flush down SFP into that pitchfork midline, then continue, and then this kind of curves down, makes another higher low of the momentum wave, and then the money flow is continuing to go up like this, that would actually be a nice long opportunity to look for. I would only take it if I see those confirmations. There's plenty of coins that have good setups, so you don't have to take the trade. Don't force the trade to fit. Take it if it works. If it doesn't, leave it. All right, so those are the levels, you guys. 76 cents, 107, 119 to 120. 107 to 119 to 120 are the two big shorts I'd be looking at. 76 cents, you could look for a long there. You could look for a long at 70 to 69 cents. And then, of course, 55 cents is a big spot buy area that you could be looking at. Next coin is going to be a CRV. CRV. All right. CRV. Actually, let's do this. I think I've been covering this for one of my buddies on the Discord. All right. Zoom out here onto the weekly chart. Yeah. All right. So check this out, you guys. I was talking about this, and God, look how nice that looks. Look how nice we got this. I was talking about this with one of my buddies in the Discord before it happened, but I pulled a descending channel based off of the key weekly lows, and then I pulled it up to the high here, and you can see how we finally broke out of the channel. And I said, watch, if we break out of the channel, watch for the two lower highs. I did actually want to come up to this this support resistance flip in confluence with the SFP up here at the beginning of the channel, the liquidity, but oftentimes you'll only come to the second higher low or lower high of the channel. Just like on Bitcoin, we're looking for 90.6 because it is the second part of that channel. Let's go zoom in. I'll show you real quick. I know I'm getting off topic here, but you can see 90.6 is the second lower high here of that. The first low of the first of the liquidity would be down here, and this is the second part of the liquidity. Well, same thing on CRV. So let's go back here. Yeah, so you guys can see that it's this lower high. We came up, we swing failure pattern this liquidity here, and then now we're dropping. So that is something we could watch for, a drop to the back test of the channel. Now that we swing failure pattern that, you could watch for something like this to make a higher low and then continue higher. What we could do now on the weekly, you could either pull a fixed range volume pull from there to there, and we'll do based off log scale. Okay, I don't like that so much, but let's do 382, and we'll do based off log scale. Yeah, okay, so the 382, in a strong trend, you guys, the 382 often acts as support or resistance. Now, this is a very strong trend on the weekly. Look at those weekly candles, multiple weeks of explosive price action. So if we do come back down, retest the value or the 382 in confluence with the back test of this weekly channel breakout, we could continue higher. That does look pretty good. What we also could do is we could do a fixed range volume pull of just this last kind of the channel, the price action in the channel. And most of it obviously is going to be down much lower. We do have the value area high. You can see it held as resistance here, rejected us when we broke it to the upside. Now we're trying to flip it, and we're trying to hold it on the weekly as support now so that we can continue higher to these next key levels that we have up here. Let's see here. All right, let me get rid of that because that's not too relevant. And we could, I don't see any good pitchforks here that we could use. I mean, we could try a pitchfork from the start of the liquidity of the channel down to this low here. This is a bearish pitchfork pull because I'm going from high to low to high, and then I'm going to change it to an inside pitchfork. Nope, too much. Okay, so that's not going to work then because modified skip won't work either. All right. Yeah, I mean, we could do a sort of pitchfork pull here with this low to this local high because this is a weekly chart. We would bring it to this low, and let's go to an original pitchfork. And let's zoom in onto the daily. Let's see how this looks. I mean, it is being respected. Look at, we chopped for a little bit in the band. We broke above the band. We flipped the midline to support here. We came up to the top. We had our only red candle when we're trying to break this upper band of resistance. We pumped to the top of it, held it as support here, finally broke it. Once we lost it and broke it to the downside, we came to the bottom of the upper band. Now we're trying to kind of chop there. So it is decently valid, and you can see the pitchfork midline is also in confluence with the back test of that big weekly channel and the 382. That is a level to be watching. That 62 cent, 62 cents is a level that I'd be interested in watching. We also do look like we're starting to form, same thing on Cardano, kind of like a bull flag type of structure. So we have the flag, and then we could have a channel here. That's our bull flag. Let me look at volume real quick. Yeah, volume is decreasing in the channel. It was increasing during the rise. Okay, so it's a potential valid flag. We'll just watch that. Now, what we could do, because this is a valid flag, we'll grab a channel and we'll make the flag channel based off of the highs and the lows. Okay, so we did wick below it on the daily, but you can see this midline was pretty good respected. Let me try something else here. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be, I mean, this channel is decent, but I don't know if I would make trades solely based off of it like I do sometimes with other highly respected channels. All right, so let's look at this. Let's go to the Fibonacci pull. We can go from the high to the low, and we'll do golden pocket. Yeah, that's where we rejected from. So you guys can, oh wait, actually we didn't reject from there. So, and it was also the top of the pitchfork. We could do something like this. We could be coming back to flip this upper band to support, and then we could come up into the JC pocket area to actually hit the top. So let's go click this. So let's go to strong JC pocket. Yeah, okay, because I do like this. If it takes some time coming up into that 786 there and the top of the pitchfork at 119.9 would be kind of nice to look for a short there if we are going to continue our lower high. That would also give us a better channel. So say we do something like this, and then we have our second pivot of the channel there, and then our third pivot could be something like this here. That looks kind of nice for a bull flag. So it would take more time to develop. That would be probably a little bit healthier. All right, so that's something to be watching there. The 119 for lower high to continuation down. So far, we are holding this, so you could even now, if you wanted to go zoom in even more, you could do a fib pull from these last lows here to the highs, and then we could look for the golden pocket is close, depending on how fast we flush down, it's close to the bottom of this band here. So let's zoom in onto the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so in the next 4 hours or so, if we do start to really dump, you could be looking for this lower band support. We could also do a pull. No, I don't like that. Okay, so, and then we could, that's kind of nice, but you would be, depending on how quickly get there, you would be kind of losing the band or wicking past the band, which often does happen. You can see here into the golden pocket, then continue higher to the 119, and then continue down. You know, boom, come up to the 119.9, 786, top of the pitchfork, then continue down. Retest that 382 in the bigger pitchfork channel breakout. Okay, we could do a volume, fixed range volume pull of just the channel flag price action after the parabolic price action. We had the parabolic price action. When we start to range sideways, we could do a fib pull or a volume pull of that. And let's see here. yeah, so kind of some more confluence around that golden pocket. Well, so we have a couple levels to watch here. So we have the golden pocket here is in pretty close confluence. Did we hit that? Okay. Actually, you guys, oh, that's why I'll do it from here. There we go. All right, so we do have the golden pocket in confluence with the POC of this range. So that could be a short one to look for. If we do something like hold this midline, come back up, reclaim this value area low, then come up to this area to the POC and the golden pocket, the 0.65 golden pocket POC at 110. You could be looking for a short there to just bring it down to this golden pocket here, or you would repull the golden pocket, obviously, because your new high. So you would take this golden pocket that we have now and you would pull the pivot up to wherever the high was. That's a theoretical pull. And actually, I like that better because look at it, aligns better with the bottom of the band. So I actually think that would be nicer to see us move up to here first and then down to here and then continue. And that would continue the range in a low volume holiday week. So it makes sense as well as far as sentiment goes and psychology goes. Okay, so that is one level. The next level is at 119 because it's a 786, 119.9, so pretty much 120. It's a 786 on top of the pitchfork. That's a level I'd be watching. Now, I still do think a very, very important level, and that you can see I've got my alert set here, is the higher time frame SR flip into the swing failure pattern of the top of the weekly channel liquidity. So let me zoom out here. I'll do the 2-day chart. Let me get rid of this stuff that I just showed you guys. Okay, so you can see this last high, this red line I have marked out as a SR flip. SR flip means support resistance flip. So you can see on higher time frames, it kind of was holding as support multiple times. We pumped up, we lost it, we back tested it, and it turned from support into resistance. We came back tested again, confirmed it to resistance, and then continue our trend to the downside. So I do think that 155 area is looking pretty nice for a SR flip level. And then also we have the liquidity that's resting right above there. So that could be a really cool, even if it's a fake out of the bull flag, that would be nice because we could see this, and then we start to break out. Everyone thinks it's a bull flag, but then we SFP this into that, and then we come down. So that could be something to watch for. But I do think this is a possible valid bull flag based off the volume of it. So we do need to watch that. And you could do a measured move of that pull. You can measure that pull by just taking a little trend line thing here. And you go from the high to the low. Let me connect that to the high. And then you bring it to the bottom of the flag, wherever that was, here. And then so our breakout is around $4.06. Which, let's zoom out here. It's probably if we take a fib volume profile pull of this sideways price action, yeah, value area high of this range here, close to it. Okay, so that's a target to be watching, but I wouldn't be watching that until we see a confirmed breakout. If you see a bull flag break, you want to see volume increase on the breakout. So watch for that. Anyways, guys, that's it for CRV. 62 cents is a spot buy area you'd be looking for because it is the back test of the weekly breakout of the channel into the 382, which often acts as support in a strong trend. We have a bigger short level at 155 to 158, and then the smaller stuff I covered in between. I forget the numbers, but you can go back and watch it. Anyways, everyone, have a good day. Hope this helps. Merry Christmas to everyone. And I know Christmas is over, but I hope you still get to have some time off and celebrate with family. God bless.